What's going on, New York Giants fans? I really appreciate you guys taking the time to click on this video and check out the channel and just hear me out. You know what I mean? I want to make a community here where, people are able to come and give their opinions, and that's all these are. They're just opinions, and feel free to discuss them in the comments below. I don't know how many of you guys remember the early 2000s Giants, the early era between Eli Manning and Tom Coughlin, and how the Giants fan base at the time, particularly in 2007, they were not happy with the state of the Giants. You had people burning Eli Manning jerseys in the parking lot. You had people calling for Tom Coughlin to be fired. And was it warranted? Probably. The team wasn't doing very good, and it wasn't because there was a lack of talent. The team was very talented. We had a great offensive line. We had a great defense. Eli Manning was starting to step into his own with, bringing in more weapons for him. But here's what this video is going to be about. And it's about the Giants just need to relax. Now, what changed in that 2007 New York Giants team? Now, if you guys are familiar with it, there's a documentary series that comes out every year that basically breaks down the Super Bowl winners and kind of tells the story of how that team reached that pinnacle in that year. So if you go and watch the 2007 version of America's Game and you watch the New York Giants, things didn't start off super great. And you can see video of Tom Coughlin just like drilling into guys during practice and just being a total hard ass, which, look, I get that's my kind of coaching. I feel like that's how you should get a lot out of your players. But again, not every player is going to respond to that. And that Giants team didn't respond to that. When I'm watching the current New York Giants, everybody seems so rigid and like tense and stressed, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. And you can see it during the illegal motions, illegal procedure, illegal formations, illegal man downfield. It's like they're thinking so much and they're worried so much about making a mistake that they just end up making mistakes, if that makes sense. Now, players didn't like Tom Coughlin in 2007. You go and watch interviews with Michael Strahan. He hated Tom Coughlin. He didn't like coming to training camp or OTAs because he just didn't want to deal with this shit.
Somebody whose priority it is to be the very best he can be.
We had a coach who came in and was, at that point, a complete tyrant.
We lost the game because of illegal procedure! Get your ass down!
Basically, treated you like you were a child.
You must have misunderstood me. Pull those pants down below those knees. We're not wearing Bermudas out here, we're wearing football pants. What are they, unblockable? Is that the 85 Bears over there? Huh?
You want to feel like you're playing for somebody. You want to run through a wall for a coach. You want him to give you that fire and brimstone speech. And for us, we didn't.
And at one point, Tom Coughlin had to make a choice and feel like, hey, I need to make a change in my coaching strategy because what I'm doing isn't resonating with players. And what did he do? He went and I believe he took the whole team and they went, bowling, had a big pizza party, brought in a food truck to the training facility and, was feeding the team, burgers and dogs and tacos and stuff, and just building a relationship with the players. And at the end of that, the players were able to get out of their own head, get out of their own way, and be able to play their brand of football instead of thinking so much about doing everything perfectly, where they didn't want to they knew, hey, if I don't do this 100% correct, I'm just going to get chewed out on the sideline. Now, when you take away that pressure, it allows players to play their brand of football. And that's something that I'm seeing for this team, not even just the last few weeks, really the last 2 years. And I think the reason why we had somewhat success in our first year is because we won that first game. And Brian Dable he had a different personality in year one, and the players had a different personality, and there was a different energy about the team year one of the Brian Dable regime. But ever since we had gotten to such a horrible start in year two, and now we're off to a horrible start in year three, you could tell, even last year, when you're seeing him throw iPads at Daniel Jones on the sideline, and you're seeing him chew out players on the sideline and getting in, screaming matches with refs. Like, as a player, do you want to be on the sideline with somebody like that? Do you feel like you're able to actually focus on playing football if you have to worry about the hammer dropping with your head coach if you don't do everything 100% perfect? And I know that there are times where you need to be hard on players. There's instances and circumstances for that. But I feel like that's just all I'm seeing from Brian Daboll nowadays. And I wonder if he were to change his coaching philosophy, kind of ease up a little bit, relax. And same thing with Giants fans. Giants fans, I feel like, just need to take a deep breath, realize where we are as an organization, know that going into next year, we're most likely going to have a rookie quarterback. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be great. So let's just enjoy the ride. Let's just try to go out there and just at least have fun. Because it doesn't look like any player on the Giants is having fun. And I know that kind of sounds corny. That might sound like hippy-dippy, like, freaking astrology bullshit. No, this is just human, like, psychology. Like, you're going to catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. And I feel like we've been kind of just crushing our own players and crushing this whole coaching staff. I feel like we just need to kind of, just as a unit, ease up a bit. And let's see if that helps things move in the right direction. Because another thing about this too is I don't want the rookie quarterback coming in next year to come into a pressure cooker. I don't want him, because John Mara already gave his blessing for Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll that they're going to be here next year. So we're going to be drafting a quarterback with a coach that may possibly be on a pretty warm seat. And when Brian Daboll feels like the pressure is going to be on him to develop this guy, to get the most out of this guy, I wonder how that's going to translate in practice. How that's going to translate to, meetings before games and in the preseason, during the pre-draft process. Because he's going to be relying on that one player to basically not only save the team, but to save his career. And I think the Giants, for the betterment of the team, the organization, and the fan base, need to relax. Need to take a step back and take a page out of that Tom Coughlin playbook, a coach that we look back on and say is probably one of the best, if not the best, head coach of the New York Giants in all of history, in all of this franchise history. Same thing with Eli Manning. Look, he was making a lot of mistakes. He was a gunslinger. He was throwing interceptions. People were saying he wasn't elevating the team. But again, as soon as Tom Coughlin let off the gas a little bit and started treating these players as people instead of just these mindless robots that are just supposed to go out there and just do everything perfect, you saw the difference in the team. You saw what we were able to accomplish. We beat an undefeated Patriots team that was slated to be probably one of the best teams of all time. Now, I didn't make a video after that last Commanders game because I saw all the videos that were coming out, just people just with a lot of hate, like rage bait videos and just screaming and hollering and just bitching, to be quite honest with you. I don't want to make videos just to make videos, just to say I did it, just to put a video out there. I want my videos to at least have a point. And my point this week for this video is the Giants need to relax. The Giants fan base needs to relax. Brian Daboll needs to relax. And we need to make a better culture here for these players that want to come in here and produce. Because again, this isn't just for this year's team. If football were to end after this year, who gives a shit? But we have another year coming up. We have another 100 years coming up. And you can start building the foundation for what you want that future to be today. You don't have to wait till next year. Let's start making changes and try some different things out. Let's see what's resonating with these players. Because not only are we playing in one of the highest media markets, the biggest media market in the world in New York, where you have these reporters, and my God, watching these reporters in the locker room asking these fucking questions. Like going up to Dexter Lawrence and being like, oh, do you fucking hate it here? You want to ask for a trade? I bet it fucking sucks, huh? You fucking hate it here. You're a good player and you're on a shit team. And it's like, Jesus Christ, can you guys just shut the fuck up and just allow these players just to, and just allow these players just a moment to themselves. They just got booed by all their fans. They just got chewed out by their head coach. And now they're listening to these idiotic questions by the media that they have to account for. And these team leaders like Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, they have to account for that. And these guys are putting in their all. So can we just a thought. And like I said, I want this channel to be a place where people can come and give their opinions. And we could talk about different methods and strategies in order to fix this team going forward. And this is something that just came to me. And I'm curious to know what you guys feel about it, because honestly, there's not a whole lot to talk about with the Giants. There's not a whole lot of definite answers to a lot of these questions. And I thought this one was pretty solid. So let me know in the comments below. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing, checking out the channel, my other videos down below. And hope to see you guys again in the future. And for those of you that have been here for the long haul, I really appreciate your guys' support. So again, thank you guys so much for your time and watching the whole video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.